What's up, everybody? Back for another beer review, and today I'm reviewing a beer from the Toppling Goliath Brewing Company, and they're out of Decorah, Iowa, and this is their Pseudo Sue. So this is an American pale ale that comes in at 6.8% alcohol by volume, 45 IBUs since the time of review. This can is just under 1 month old. So full disclosure, as I always like to say when I've had a beer before, I've had this beer before. I've actually had it a few different times. I had it when they contract brewed in Florida. I had it straight from the brewery, and yeah, I really like it. I will say, however, though, the double dry hop version of this I had a couple years ago, courtesy of my buddy Scott. It was in a big 22-ounce bottle. It was one of the best pale ales I've ever had in my life. It was so good. So yeah, I want to give this a proper review. That's because Toppling Goliath is now getting distribution in the Western New York area. And based on some other beer tubers I follow and watch reviews of, this is getting distro in a lot of different places. So if you have seen any Toppling Goliath stuff pop up in your neck of the woods, let me know. It feels like the distribution footprint has gotten pretty big for Toppling Goliath, so that's cool. This showed up, a couple others, I believe even King Sue, which was an amazing beer that I had a couple years ago at a share. So hopefully I can grab that at some point. That did not show up locally, but at some point it will, I think. Anyway, on the side here it says this single hop pale ale showcases the Citra hop for a well-balanced beer that is delicate, blah, blah, blah. All right, so tasting goes. Yeah, so this is a single hopped pale ale with Citra. That was kind of one of the big selling points here back, going back, X amount of years. I remember this and Zombie Dust used to get a huge hype around them, especially, being from the Midwest, both places. And single hop Citra, I know people do a lot of comparisons and whatnot, being American pale ales. So yeah, anyway, let's crack this open, get in the glass, see what we got going on. So even though they say American pale ale, that definitely pours out like a hazy New England style pale ale. And what's funny is each time I've had this beer, it seems to look different. There's times I've had it that it seems, pretty filtered. Other times it looks like, a New England style IPA, and I'd say today that's what it looks like, or I should say pale ale. So yeah, this like really nice honey orange color, very murky, turbid, murky. About a 2-finger of a off-white head, very creamy looking, a little bit of soap sudsy action going on as well. But yeah, that just looks, if you told me this was a pale ale, I'd be like, oh, totally New England style, right? Well, not technically. Anyway, let's get a nose. Oh, that's really nice. Really bright citrus fruit. Yeah. Lemon, orange, ruby red grapefruit. Really nice lychee character. I've been eating lychee over the past year since I've kind of, changed my diet and I've been eating better and whatnot. I have really liked lychee. Passion fruit as well. A little bit of passion fruit here, but big lychee. There's a little bit of like a floral, earthy thing going on too. An ever so slight malt sweetness, kind of generic. I couldn't say if it's crackery or bready. It just kind of has like a generic malt sweetness. Maybe a touch of caramel, actually. Yeah, it smells pretty good. It smells like a lot of citrus fruit, a little bit of tropical fruit, super drinkable, I'd imagine, based on what I'm smelling. It doesn't smell like overly fruity. It doesn't smell like super juicy. Has nuances of that, but it does have a nice fruity aroma, a little bit of floral and earthy character. Yeah, it smells pretty good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, it's really nice. Wow, that's really nice. Right up front, well, first thing I can tell you about this, let me just say, time out, not right up front. The body and mouthfeel on this one are really nice. I don't know, like I said, they characterize this as an American pale ale, and have, I think, ever since they brewed it, but what I'm drinking right now honestly replicates a New England style pale ale. And I know, does that really matter in the grand scheme of things? Not really. Just, it's my opinion, but this is, like, the body on this one at 6.8%, it's medium body, appropriate. The mouthfeel on it is what's kind of, throw me for a loop, because it does drink like a New England style pale ale. It's soft, it's smooth, it has a slight creaminess to it. It has like a lower to moderate carbonation. Yeah, wow. The taste on this though, when I first tasted it, I was like, oh, hold on. Acidic orange juice. I'm almost getting like that water nerd treatment I get in Equilibrium beers, I get in Old Nation beers. It just has a really acidic orange, almost like a minerality there. That's kind of what I associate with like a water treatment, whatever they do to the water, but maybe not. I'm stupid, so probably not. But yeah, almost a blood orange, navel orange, really fruity, juicy orange component. This one, a little bit of tangerine, a little bit of ruby red grapefruit. There's nuances of like a pineapple and passion fruit. There's a touch of that lychee in there too. Has a decent like earthy floral bitterness on the back of the palate. This one is sweet, but not overly so. I think it's balanced out a little bit by that earthy floral bitterness. There's a decent dryness. It still finishes sweeter, but it does have a decent balance to it. 6.8% from a flavor standpoint, this drinks like a 7% beer. From a body and mouthfeel standpoint, I would say like this is super easy to drink. I would, if I was doing this blind, I'd probably say like 5.5%, 6%. It's going down like water. It's super refreshing. Wow. So look, yeah, I've had so many different crazy beers, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well. And this is a beer that has been hyped for a long time. It doesn't get as much hype anymore, really. But I am super happy that this is getting distribution in my neck of the woods. I'm really digging this one. This is, without question, better than both of the cans I had prior, the Florida Brewery and the Iowa Brewery that I had. It's not as good as the double dry hop version, but I will say, this has surprised me. I didn't go into this review with preconceived notions like, oh man, it's not gonna be as good as it used to or whatever. But I cannot knock that I am thoroughly enjoying this beer for an American pale ale that kind of drinks like a 5.5%, 6% beer that's a little bit bigger. I wish this was 5.5%, 6%. 6.8% kind of, to me, when you're talking pale ale, you're kind of getting IPA territory with that, that actual ABV. But like the flavors in this one are just so nice. This is like a crusher. This is like a summer crusher. It's springtime now. It's warm out, and this is super refreshing, easy to drink. The flavors are nice. It has a complexity, not overly so. Doesn't need to be. Just really good beer. So Pseudo Sue from Toppling Goliath. I'm going to give that a low 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to 4.4 out of 5. 4.4 out of 5. I think that's appropriate rating for what I'm drinking in this can right now. Now, your experiences might be way better with this beer, might be worse, but for me, what I'm drinking right now in my glass from that can, under a month old for the can, it's pretty goddamn good. I can't argue that. So if you've had this one before, and I'm sure a lot of you have had this one before, let me know what you think about it. I haven't had this in, I think the last can I had was like a year and a half ago, and it was not as good as this. Not even, I shouldn't say not even remotely close, but it definitely wasn't on this level. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this one. I think the Citra hops shines, and I will say shout out to Chris over at Off the 10th. If this shows up here in Buffalo, it hasn't made it here. Maybe it is here. I don't know. I can't remember if I've seen this, but if you want to have a beer that has a lot of Citra hop, it's a single hop Citra beer, but if you want a beer that kind of showcases the Citra hop, this is for you, Chris. So seek this one out. You should buy a couple cans of it because I think you're going to love it. Anyway, I appreciate everybody stopping by. That was Pseudo Sue from Toppling Goliath. I give it a 4.4 out of 5. Damn tasty beer. I might actually have to buy a couple cans, just throw them in the fridge to have as a drinking beer. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. To the next one. Cheers.